There are various different types of VAT fraud. It's often they come under different names, but the concepts are very similar. For example, carousel fraud, MTIC fraud, carbon credit fraud. All these involve the suggestion that VAT has been wrongly reclaimed by ultimately the end user of the carousel. By virtue of my background both as a criminal barrister for almost 30 years and my time in the city, which I spent at various different city institutions, my knowledge of the indirect tax scheme is second to none. And what I've been able to achieve in that is to ensure that I understand, at the very least, what the Crown are alleging in respect of what someone accused of this type of fraud is said to have done. That understanding of the technicalities of the scheme does mark me out from most, if I suggest all, not all other people. And in those circumstances, what I'm able to be able to say is to say, right, the heart of the process here is X or Y, to go straight to the most important aspect of the person accused. In that light, that allows me to do two things. It allows me, first of all, to focus upon the most effective way of presenting the defence, but second of all, and just as important, it allows me to focus upon any technical legal arguments that there may be. Often, in cases of this type, the most common legal argument, but still one of the most effective, is upon material which is not served by the prosecution, which they do not regard as important for their case. It's known as unused material. What I seek to do is to suggest that that material may very well assist the defence. A thorough and proper and full examination and focus of that material is something which is a prerequisite to anyone conducting one of these cases in terms of an effective defence, because often there is material in the unused material, which often there are very many pages, which does not only assist the defence but also strikes a hammer blow to the prosecution case. In one such that I represented a client which at the time was the biggest ever MTIC fraud, my client was acquitted after a legal argument based upon either non-service of unused material or the fact that one of the participants in the scheme, who were not on the indictment and which we gleaned from unused material, had been conducting activities which were not lawful. In those circumstances, what I bring to any of these proceedings is a technical background, an experience of this type of case, but most important, an ability to focus upon not only the defences, but legal arguments which may be available. And in those circumstances, I believe that I'm uniquely placed to assist those accused of this type of fraud.